Yesterday we were talking about angle sums and exterior angles. Today we're going to talk about similar figures. So when we talk about similar figures, some of the things that we need to keep in mind is what makes figures similar. And you're looking at three key components. First, they need to be the same shape. Now, we have been talking about different types of triangles. So when we say same shape, if I'm talking about a right triangle and an obtuse triangle, that's obviously not going to work. Even though they're both triangles, it needs to be the same type of triangle. Same shape, same angles, different sizes. So I want to show you a couple of examples so that you can determine if things are similar or not, so you can be successful in class. So when we talk about angles, the angle measures need to be the same on whether it's a triangle, a square, a pentagon, whatever. So if I gave you a triangle like this, and sometimes they're going to be drawn backwards, so you have to think about that. And I told you just this. We can see that, yes, these are similar because they have the same shape. They're both are isosceles. We see that because of the markings. And we know that because these are equal sides, that the angle directly across from them are also the same. So we have same angles. Even though we don't know the angle measures, we know that just by the sides. And they are, in fact, different sizes. So that means that, yes, these two are similar. Okay? Sometimes it's not quite as nice. Sometimes they'll give you two triangles that look very similar. May not be drawn to scale, as always. And if I told you that this is 60, and I told you that this was 20 on this one, then we need to use some of our information that we know from previous triangles, and that is that interior angles equal 180. So if I was to say, okay, I know 90 from 180 is 90, so these two angles must equal 90, which means this is 30 and this is 80. I'm sorry, that is not 80, 70. I apologize. So we can see that even though they are the same shape, they have different angles. They are different sizes. Now we can see that 2 out of the 3 are met, but because all 3 are not met, we can say that in fact these are not similar. Okay? Sometimes they won't give you a triangle. Sometimes they will just give you some angle measures. So if I said, triangle A has measure of angle 1 is 25, and the measure of angle 2 is 75, and then I have triangle B, and the measure of angle 1 is 75, and measure of angle 2 is 80, well then we would need to think about what is going to happen here. So we could say, of course, 25 plus 75 plus x equals 180. And we could say 75 plus 80 plus x equals 180. So 25 and 75 is 100. 100 from 180 is 80. This is going to be 155 know that, let's see, 7x is 25. So I have angle measures of 25, 75, and 80, 75, 80, and 25. So in fact, I could say that yes, they are the same shape because we know they are triangles. We know that they have the same angles. And we're going to assume because the angles are the same, they are probably different sizes. That one we can't say for sure, but based on the others, we can say that these are in fact similar. So that is how you determine similar triangles. If we were to look at our parallel lines and our transversals, so let's say I have parallel line A and parallel line B, I could in fact draw transversal X and transversal Y. And when I do that, this does in fact create similar triangles. Even though we don't have any angle measures, we know that these are going to be alternate exterior. So these are going to be equal, and then we have vertical angles here. We could also say that we have, I'm going to use a different color here, corresponding angles would make, over here, red, and then these are going to match, these are going to match, because these are vertical. We know that then these are corresponding. So you can see that in fact here is my 180. And if I keep going, use blue on this one, these are corresponding. Then you can see because these angles, this is going to be here, blue, red, red, and blue across from those angles. So those angles are going to match, and our sides are going to match so that it would in fact be similar. Okay? Have a good night.